So how about Joe Thuney joining the Kansas City Chiefs? Who saw this one coming? Listen, he's a great player, and this is kind of a position of need for them. We knew the offensive line was going to be something they were really going to go out and try to improve, so getting a high-quality guard, which they could certainly use. I know everyone's freaking out about the tackles, but they could certainly use a high-quality guard as well. And this is a big step forward in trying to, fix what was broken towards the end of last season. Okay, so let's just jump into the film study, and we'll start things off with this play. What's going to end up happening on this one is that really right there is going to be what you want to look at. It's going to be Joe Thuney going up to block Tremaine Edmonds. And watch how once this play starts, I feel like Thuney does such a good job at just getting up to a spot and not just getting to a position where he can block Edmonds, but he knows where the run is going. The run is going to end up going to the left side of the screen, and so he's just doing a really smart job of making sure he stays to that left area, so that way he can get a much better angle to make this block. Whereas you do kind of sometimes see some of these guards that come up to block a linebacker, they just block him, sort of even, but you don't want to do that. You want to give yourself the better angle, and that's what Thuney does. So it's really just a smart play, and it's a really good placement for him to be. And because of that, as you see, he's easily able to make the block. Guys got tangled up as well, so that sort of helped things. But, that's just one of the examples of a good block. He's a really good run blocker, which I think could matter with Kansas City. They clearly didn't have confidence in their running game last year. They didn't run the ball too often, and I think they might want to try to become more of a balanced offense. Listen, it's still Andy Reid. He's still going to want to throw it a bunch of times a game, and you have MAHOMES, so why not? But, you want to at least be able to have the ability to run when it's there, and this makes it a lot easier when you have one of the better guards in the league. This play is another really good play. So what's going to end up happening on this one is that's the player he's going to be blocking. The Buffalo player all the way lined up left of the left tackle. So what would you expect if you're Thuney? You would obviously expect that the rush is going to come from your left. And because of that, Buffalo's going to get a little bit creative and actually try to swing all the way over to Thuney's right and try to get the pressure that way, get Thuney to step over and kind of take advantage of it. Watch, that's what he tries to do. And you notice Thuney gets his right arm and kind of grabs it on that chest area of the defensive player he's trying to block. And this is a tough situation. This is a tough situation for a guard. This was a smart play, a really good play. But what's interesting, and one of the things I always try and do when I watch film of an offensive lineman, is don't just look at the plays where they get clean blocks, but also look at the plays where there's a good rush against them, and can they get out of certain situations? Can they scramble out of the pocket, so to speak, in the offensive line terms, which is get the right hand placement. Hands are usually the way to do it. And does he have the strength to sort of give Newton enough time to make this throw? And as you see, he is able to have the strength and the hand placement to allow Cam Newton to throw an incompletion. Not a big deal, but a lot better than a sack. And it's just stuff like that. So that's one of the things I like about Thuney is just his hand placement and strength. It's, they go hand in hand, but those hands are crucial. Like this one can be another kind of example of what I'm talking about. And I think that this is going to be, we'll just get into it. It's going to be a pass blocking play. Thuney is going up one-on-one against that guy right there. That's where the block is going to be. And again, it's going to be pass blocking. But really what I like about this is how quickly Thuney is going to get his right hand and create contact where he wants it. Watch how quick it is. Just like that, boom, you see the hand placement is there. Now, that's one thing, okay, gets hand placement, but you can easily, overcome this. The question is, how are you going to be able to overcome it? And the answer is, I don't know, because Thuney's really good at this. And watch really how long his right arm is going to maintain that contact. As you see, this is just, a great job of just the extended arm. At no point could 91 there for Buffalo really stand a chance at making much of a play. Now, there was still a sack on that one, but it wasn't his fault whatsoever. Thuney did a great job on that block. He was able to pick up a one-on-one matchup really well. Another thing I have to talk about would just be his pull blocks. That's something that New England did a ton last year, and, for a pull block, what it is you're just going to have Thuney, pull over. He's going to be the guy who's blocking the edge rusher right here. You won't do this on a passing play. You only do this on a rushing play. There's no back in the backfield, but Cam Newton is going to run with the football, and so that's why they're doing it. And Thuney basically is going to just get a better angle now to block the edge rusher, and he's great at this stuff. He did it all season long and had success all season long, especially with like a quarterback run, which, I mean, listen, the Chiefs will have Patrick Mahomes every now and then run with the football on a key down, so that could come into play. But it's also still very effective just with a handoff in general. And watch how Thuney just gets over, and he's able to completely set that edge, create a huge gap for Newton to run through. That's just great football right there. That's one of the better pull blocks you'll see, and he can do those consistently. So again, if you want to run those types of plays, he's your guy. He's great at that type of stuff, and I certainly think that Kansas City, you will see them, I would imagine, honestly, run plays through Thuney. You know, have him be the guy, and he's instantly became their best offensive lineman, so that's really good. One more I want to talk about is going to be this one. So again, what you're going to see is that's going to be the matchup. He has a one-on-one matchup, but this is going to be a run now to the right side of the screen. So Cam Newton's going to take it to his right. And the reason why I find this interesting is because obviously that's a tough angle to make a block, right? You're supposed to block someone and not allow them to get to the right side of the screen when you're currently lined up to the left of him. So how do you make this work? Well, the real way you make this work is, good hand placement and obviously, good footwork. The footwork is going to be key. And that's what I like about Thuney is he is such a technical player. He does all the little things so well. He can, he has great footwork, and on top of that, he has great hands. And watch him sidestep over, and he does do a great job at finishing off that block. Again, I'm not sure it would have mattered anyways because the ball was so far to the run was so far over to the right. I'm not sure if that really would have mattered. But still, I think that that's a good play and a good example of really just showing, I think that, he can do a lot, and especially in the running game, he can be effective. According to Pro Football Focus, Kansas City last year finished 12th in both run blocking and pass blocking. So, not horrible by any means, but there are room for improvement. And obviously, as we all know, they may be losing 3 offensive linemen. So you got to make up for it somehow. Well, this is an incredible start. The concern could be is it a smart move to completely spend all your money on one guy instead of kind of, split that out a little bit and try to spend it on several guys? Because they are paying him 5 years, $80 million, which isn't a wild number. The first 2 years are fully guaranteed. So I think the guarantees that end up happening are $48 million of it is guaranteed. So, they're giving him good money. They're giving him, I think it's a reasonable deal. For an elite guard, that's kind of what you should be expecting to make. And listen, I think that this is a huge move for them. I think it makes a lot of sense. Instead of having, I don't know. It's interesting because I think now it makes a lot of sense. They could have been better off just paying their 2 guards, Swartz and Fisher, and hoping that they stay healthy. But, last year that didn't work out too well. So maybe they want to get a guy who they just have more confidence in Thuney. But still, listen, getting an incredible player, I was surprised that they were able to get him. I thought for sure one of these teams with more cap space would have made the move. Didn't work out that way. And, hey, a lot of times in the NFL, the way you win is still with the offensive line. So, definitely good to get a great offensive lineman. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And, of course, as always, thanks for watching.